think I've ever been here before. Gagarin? They're going to be on the big stage tomorrow. Okay. Well, sounds like I'll be doing a lot of reaction videos on Friday and Saturday. Maybe Sunday morning. Although Sunday morning's going to be tricky.
Let's head down.
Head out. Because the Microsoft Direct is on Sunday morning and I'm going to miss it. Which sucks because they're going to do the announcements for Avowed, Indiana Jones, probably Shattered Stars DLC. It's gonna be a
This old
ton of
mining
weekend
colony
stuff.
looks more rundown than Ebbside or New. And that's saying something.
Judah. Man, the coolest thing about this second playthrough is I'm exploring so many places I've never been to before. Holy crap, what is this ship? Can I steal it? That looks good. Let's go check it out. Transport vessel? Where's the landing ramp over here? Hi, who's coming out? Anybody? Inaccessible. Freestar responder. Boo. Yeah, I mean, I'm interested in Fable. I'm not, like, dying to know everything about Fable. I am interested in it enough. I want to play it for sure, but it's not one of those ones where I'm like, oh my god, tell me more. Whereas Indiana Jones, I'm like, oh my god, tell me more. Star Wars Outlaws, oh my god, tell me more. Avowed, I saw my firstborn.
We were just hoping Gagarin could show the same dedication in return.
I'm not closing off the city every time you want to run a tour group through here.
Our investor visits are the key to making Gagarin a place that works again. A place
Make
where
Gagarin
people want
great
to
again.
live again.
People are living here just fine. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have security work to get back to.
You're not on my count. Is this Arkmite related? I'm on Gagarin to make money, not friends.
Talk to me.
Yes?
What was that about?
Oh, Chief Pretorius? She thinks Gagarin is just peachy being poor and run down.
You never
Has no
tried
vision.
Fable?
But Arkmite does.
Yeah, it was a console thing, as
Thanks
I
to
remember.
our investment. The largest
It
formerly
was just a
chartered
really
mech
cool
plant in the
single-player
city has been
RPG that had
refurbished
tons of
and is
choices
turning
in
out some
it.
of the finest
was
heavy
very,
equipment in the
like,
settled
very
systems.
fairy
And we're
tale
sharing that
fantasy,
vision of a revived Gagarin with
dark
others.
comedy,
We've been bringing in investors,
but like
showing them all
be
the
anything,
potential of this place.
skill-based, no classes.
We were only asking the
It's a
chief
lot
to
of
make
fun.
sure the areas we'd planned to visit didn't have any malcontents running around. Unfortunately, some of the locals don't appreciate all we've done for the city.
Yeah, I think it was Xbox only, maybe. Who can blame them? Seems you're trying to transform their city out from under them.
Yes. What a loss for local character that a rotting factory has been made useful again. But I understand it can be hard for some people to come to terms with change, even when it ultimately benefits them.
What's Arkmite?
Arkmite? We're the galaxy's premier heavy equipment firm. Diggers, construction robotics, that sort of thing. And we're on Gagarin to take advantage of an opportunity. The city's old mech factories have been sitting
factories?
dormant for
What?
years now.
What?
But they're open again thanks
Mech
to
factories.
us. We've automated the old assembly lines and brought plenty of money to the city in the process. It's a win-win for all involved.
Okay.
Next time, let's schedule something. Okay?
Where'd the security boss go? Is that her? She's just not gonna speak to me. She's at her desk. She's like, piss off. Oh, is she gonna get up? I might be able to talk to her if she's gonna get up.
Tell me you're here to just report a good old-fashioned crime? If I have to deal with one more corporate
remember,
exec begging for special treatment,
Halo, of course, on the
I'll
Xbox
eat my
One, but
badge.
also the first Xbox, I mean. But also, I remember when Star Wars: The Old Republic came out. Not the Old Republic, sorry, Knights of the Old Republic, the first one. on the Xbox, and I remember that was when we still rented games. And I remember renting it from Blockbuster or wherever, and I was at my aunt and uncle's because they had the Xbox and I didn't. And I was basically living with them at the time, and my cousins and we just like lost ourselves in that game for like 3 days. If you're looking for new crimes to investigate, I'm happy to oblige.
You know, your stand-up routine leaves something to be desired. Though if you're gunning for a personalized tour of one of Gagarin's holding cells, that can certainly be arranged. But I think we might have gotten off on the wrong foot. I'm Delizio Pretorius, UC Security Chief. It's our job to deal with any law breaking around Gagarin, and we take that job very seriously. Now, was there something I can help you with?
Anything I should see while I'm in Gagarin?
Gagarin's not really that sort of burg. Most of the restaurants went belly up when the mech trade shut down. Only one left is Lizzie's, on the other side of town, though it does have a nice view of the square. There's also a little social club the local executive set up across from Lizzie's, but it's still pretty light on amenities. Now, if you're just looking to resupply, then you'll want Clint's. Another case of last business standing. But he's got a good selection.
Dude, the single-player
And for medical
storylines in the Halo
supplies,
series are some of
you'll
the
want
best
Dr.
sci-fi
Kalala.
stuff
You
I've
can
ever
find
played.
both of them on the
They're
main
so good.
concourse. Beyond that, we're just corporate offices
I've loved
and
every
private
single one of the
homes.
Halo games.
We've had our issues. Some folks aren't thrilled about the corporations moving in, but the majority don't.
I can't
have
wait to
one.
the follow-up to Halo
Those that do,
Infinite, because
largely keep
that
it
was a fun
civil.
storyline, and they kind of just leave you
Protests, throw
hanging
some
with
paint. Occasional
what you
crate
find out
wanders
about
off.
the
But we've
the
managed to
DNA
avoid any
reconstitution
open
and
conflict
stuff.
so
It's
far.
a trip, man.
It's really not a bad assignment.
Yeah, there's been some serious. So my brother and I just went and picked up the. They've got it available on Game Pass. It's the Master Chief Collection. We were playing that together about 6 or 8 months ago, and both of us were kind of bitching at how bad the controls were from the first one, because they're completely different from like every modern shooter ever. And especially if you just played Halo Infinite, which has modern day looter shooter controls, and then you try to go back and play the first Halo game, and it's like, ooh, wow, that's bad. Like,
Should get back to it anyway.
yeah, barely any map markers. Yeah, it's none of it's good.
Smells like the Centauri Mills plant.
Welcome to Clint's. Whatever you need, I'm sure I've got it lying around somewhere. Except mech parts. Don't trade those anymore, so don't waste your time asking.
Let's see what you got.
Refurbished a lot of the pieces myself.
Ugh, nothing fancy here. Alright, got the next book in this series. I'm gonna follow this to the completion, guys. This is a really cool side quest I've never seen before. Like the idea of running around and getting a fantasy series, like a fantasy sci-fi book series for a book collector, like as someone who was a book collector for years, happy to do this.
Back in Sidonia.
I remember before the days of
I cherish
digital,
these visits to the Forgotten Haunts.
I built my book collection up from the time I was 14 until I was 27. 13, 14, something like that. And used to pre-order books at like Walden Books, and then used to hit up used bookstores, buy big, you know, brown paper bags full of books that go on eBay, and buy big lots of like 30 books for $30. And that was my jam before before anything else.
It's hard not to work.
One of my favorite things was to go into like a used bookstore and just go to the fantasy and science fiction section and just scan. What do I not have? Don't have that? Buy it. That cover looks cool. Buy it. Oh, I like that author. This looks interesting. I'll buy that.
Hey, I haven't seen you around here. Best not be looking for trouble, right?
Oh, you're back because you found the next book, right?
By the way, so I got Chris watching Dexter, which she'd never seen before. She told me last night we're 7 episodes in. I asked her to give it a rating last night. I said, "What do you think about the show on a scale of 1 to 10?" And she gave it a 9. I was honestly shocked because I knew she was enjoying it, but she also sometimes gets a little like, ew, that's a little too violent. She's having a lot of fun with it, and it's.
Oh, I can't wait to read it.
She's
again.
not here and
And
she's
then
not
put it
listening,
away
so I
for
can say
safekeeping
this.
so it holds its
She
value.
called it last
Here's
night.
some money
No
for
knowledge
cost.
of the show whatsoever, and we're watching the show, and she's like, you know, they keep trying to kind of point you in the direction of who might be the ice truck killer, and then she keyed in last night on who it is, and she's like, it's got to be that guy
Wish
right
that
there, and they haven't
stupid
given that many
detonation
clues
alarm
yet, but they
wouldn't
have
wake me
given
up when
some
I'm trying
clues.
to
She's
take
like,
a nap.
it's him, and I'm
But
just
they
like, "Bet you're just gonna
make
have to
it
wait
loud
and see,
enough for the
just gonna
miners
have
to
to
hear.
wait and see." But I was very proud hubby moment of being like, she called it. She likes her
You know
detective
they
shows
filmed
though, so
one of my
that's the thing
favorite
that
movies,
she really
right in
likes
the
about the
middle of the
show is the
plaza down
detective
below.
side of things.
Just one scene. Oh, track. Oh, thanks.
Back to Hopetown.
Fire up your hand scanner. I bet you'll find plenty here to catalogue.
I don't want to hear any complaints.
The Pit Stop. Your one-stop shop for all your spacefaring needs. Back to the same guy?
As
How come he
vital
didn't
as
have the book
spaceships
earlier?
are to these settled
Okay.
systems, everything would grind to a halt without the Trade Authority. There was a time when literal
Because we were just here and he didn't have this book. You know, I forgot to read Volume 3. The hunt for the Dragon Star continues. Zephyrix and his heroic companions. Why do I have this book when I supposedly gave it to him upon delivery a minute ago? It doesn't matter, we're going to read it anyway. Protonius the android, Lagloriel the princess of Slax, and Jarman the changeling may have escaped from the clutches of Sarklon and destroyed his asteroid fortress, but the galaxy is still in peril. With Sarklon now in pursuit of the Dragon Star himself, it's a race for who will control the fate of the universe. Number 3, A Tale of Woe and Revenge. After torturing Zephyrix Laserbrand's brother and ruthlessly killing him by sending him into a black hole, Sarklon is led directly back to our hero's hideout. Now held captive beneath the surface of the watery planet Hargless 5, things look grim for the Dragon Star Force. Will they escape with the help of the new friend Montalvon, or will he turn against him in their time of need? Somebody is a major fan of Glory Hammer at Bethesda. Sometimes when I read BGS, my brain goes Baldur's Gate series instead of Bethesda Game Studios. I almost blurted out.
At an all-time low around Sidonia.
Whoa, that was cool. Didn't expect to vault up into the rafters. Man, I think everything I've done this morning during today's stream has been stuff I never saw during my first playthrough. Like all the planets, not all the planets. Like we've been to Hope Town before, but like.
Hey, I haven't seen you around here.
Did you get it? Let me see. Let me see.
Right? I've seen
Wow!
some drawing videos.
Oh, I can't believe you actually went and got it for me.
I wonder how many of these there
I
are.
appreciate you helping me out. Here's something for your trouble.
Doesn't matter. We're gonna do them all.
Just taking things day by day. Oh, track down another volume of Dragons.
Got you covered,
Oh, this
bro.
means a lot to me.
Dragon Age just got renamed, Profound says. Huh. To what? Back to Hope Town. Same dude, I'm guessing. The Veil Guard. Interesting.
I wonder how many life forms are roaming this planet. Time to find out.
I don't want to hear any complaints.
Well, if they're dropping a new name, they're probably going to get some sort of reveal on the
As
Summerfest
vital
for sure.
as spaceships are to these settled systems, everything would grind to a halt without the trade authority. There was a time when I'll take any car.
The reveal is set for June 11th. Okay. Unfortunately, I will be completely unavailable on the 11th, which is unfortunate. The epic saga continues with the mysterious Montalvar disappearing, but not before divulging the location of the fabled Dragon Star. But when Zephyr journeys alone to extract it from its hiding place, he finds it's missing. To make matters worse, he accidentally unleashes the dreaded space dragon Fraxitar from a crystal prison. Our heroes must reunite to take down this new threat before all is lost.
Exchange is a great place to find.
I'll basically be completely offline the 10th and the... Well, actually the 11th... I might be able to cover that news on the 11th. It's honestly just going to depend on
I'm gonna work in the mines, like my dad
a few
did,
things.
so I can save up and buy my mom a house.
It's gonna be great to have that Dragon Star Force book in my collection. Did you get it? Let me see. Let me see. Nice. Thanks again.
You got any more books, bro?
I really wish it did. Oh, track down another volume of Dragon Star Force.
Got you
I
covered.
appreciate it. I'll be sure to make it up to you.
Back to Hopetown. It's nice XP too for these, and nice credits, man. It's just racking it up, and it's fun. I like this kind of stuff, man. I got nothing long. All you're doing is going through loading screens, and I don't care. It's a fun little side quest.
I don't want to hear any complaints.
Have you never ground out something in an MMORPG before? Because this is nothing.
As vital as spaceships are to these
Running the same
systems,
raid 20
everything
times,
would
running the same
grind to a
dungeon
halt
50 times.
There was a time when delightful.
The dragons have returned. Fraxitar may be defeated, but Zephrix discovers a clutch of hatched eggs. Surely enough, reports of dragons attacking starships have been running rampant. But is Zephrix to blame for the release of the dragons, or has he been set up? As Lagloriel and Jarman race to get to the bottom of the mystery and clear the good name of Jeffrix Laserbrand, Sarklon redoubles his efforts in search of the Dragon Star. Oh, someone says there's so. Hang on. This literally just pinged me on my phone. I got 2 pings. One is for Games Radar, which says we're now seeing over 15 minutes of gameplay from the opening moments of Dragon Age: The Veilguard next week. With BioWare saying the time we spent experimenting and iterating gradually taught us a lot. The gameplay footage is going to be unveiled on June 11th at 8 a.m. Pacific time. Yeah, I won't be able to cover that. I'll still be in transit. But as soon as I get a chance to watch it, you can expect me to react to it. And you know, I heard some people were like losing their shit last year because it's like I guess whatever rumor was around last year was that it was going to be like it was going to be God of War action combat, and everybody's like, oh my god, I'm not going to play it. I'm going to play it. Are you kidding me? I don't care how they've done it. You know, like the first game was top down, party based. The second game was more of an action RPG. The third game went back to the party based with a third person open world concept. So all 3 of those had wildly different combat, wildly different mechanics and gameplay. So for the 4th one to be something completely different, like a God of War combat style, I don't care. It's Dragon Age. Like, I will be happy to play it. Oh, I just had a company reach out wanting to know my budget. See, I'm gonna call this. I'm not gonna call the company out, but I'm gonna read this email. Here's this person who works for an influencer marketing platform who's worked with some of these companies. There's a classic MMORPG that they're looking to promote. They don't mention the name of the game though. This is really funny. All they say is that it's got classic fantasy art style replicating dungeon mechanics, deep exploration experiences with players choosing from up to 9 professions and 18 specializations, allowing for unique character builds. It's an upcoming release and it's already garnered significant attention. Doesn't tell me jack shit. What they do say is, we'd love to collaborate with you on a dedicated YouTube video or a 1-hour Twitch live stream. Would you be interested? And if so, would you share your budget? And this is where every single time that I've gotten back to people, I have yet to find someone who's actually willing to pay going rate for things. We'll see. First, I need to know more about their game. Yeah, I'm sick of MMOs too, Profound. Like, I'm happy to play WoW because WoW has a huge single-player storyline. So I get to actually play WoW as a single-player RPG. Um, and then I do the group stuff with the guild on like Saturdays and sometimes Wednesdays and stuff. But I play 90%, 85-90% of what I do when I play World of Warcraft is single player RPG. I play it like Star Wars Guild Republic, and I'm happy to play it that way. I have no desire to do... Like, I'm just kind of tired of MMOs. I've played MMOs for 25 years. There's so many good games out right now. Like I said, World of Warcraft I'm happy with because the War Within and everything else, it's all single-player RPG. And then we can get together on Saturdays and Wednesdays and raid with the guild and have fun together as friends. And that's fun to do once or twice a week. But I don't want to do that every single day. Like, a lot of days I just want to, self-medicate and, hang out in an RPG for 2 or 3 hours with the viewers and play this or Baldur's Gate 3 or Rogue Trader or whatever is the flavor of the month, RPG that I'm playing. I'm going to lose myself in Indiana Jones and Star Wars Outlaws for sure, and then Avowed is going to suck my soul.
Keep your eyes peeled for signs of doom.
I would be surprised if Dreadwolf gets a 2024 release date, though. Maybe they've come along far enough that they think they're going to launch it this year. I would assume that it's still going to be 2025.
Hey, I heard you put up Renee's drawings. Pretty cool.
Did you get it? Let me see. Wow! Oh, I can't believe you actually... Here's something for your trouble.
That was volume 5.
Just taking things day by day. Oh, track down another volume.
I could totally
I appreciate
do this.
it. I'll be...
Oh my god. There's 30 books. I just went and looked this up. There's 30 Dragon Star Force books in the game. Holy shit. We've only done 5. It says only completionists need to worry about doing this. Well, that's good to know. If there's 30 of these, we might actually... I'll bookmark this and do this on my own time as opposed to... I'm not going to sit here and do this for 2 hours just to get all 30 books. We'll do this one and then we're going to move on to some other stuff. Assuming Chris doesn't call me and need me to go somewhere.
As vital as... There was a time... Excellent.
Thrilling conclusion of the Dragon Force Star Force saga. Jeffrix Laserbrand's trusty android companion, Protanius, discovers the hidden location of the Dragon Star in the heart of a gigantic, gaseous planet protected by a swarm of gas giant dragons. But in order to retrieve it, they'll need the help of a reluctant dwarven shipsmith, Klaus Slinger. Will our heroes reach the Dragon Star in time to stop Sarklon? And apparently there are some Daggerfall fans who got triggered by my video
Do
this
your
morning
part to keep
about the Wayward
civilians.
Saga Kickstarter. Well, considering Dragon Age Inquisition Profound was like their best, like the best-selling, most critically acclaimed one of the series, I would
Hey,
not,
I haven't seen
I
you
would,
around here.
I would expect them to
Oh, you're,
replicate that as
back
closely
'cause you
as
found the
possible
next
because
book?
that was the one I think
Right?
that won Game of the. Did it win Game of the
Right?
Year? I can't remember. I remember one of them won Game of the Year. I swear it was
Nice.
Inquisition.
Can't tell you how long. Thanks again. I
I could be misremembering things. I am gonna grab
Hey,
the next quest, but we're
wanna
not gonna
help
do
me?
it.
Oh,
We're gonna go do
God,
something
track-
else.
Oh, this means a lot.
Matter of fact, let's go to the next activity on our list. No, that's not it. No, these are. I don't think I need to do any of these. I think we've done these. So let's go do. We might actually run some constellation quests this morning. What's this one? No, I'm not gonna do that. Apparently that is true, Akazar. Daggerfall stands triggered fairly easily. So one of the comments I made when I was reading through that Kickstarter this morning was that they're promoting, in the Kickstarter, they are promoting thousands of NPCs on the screen at the same time. And I called that and said that's a huge red flag to me because no game in the current generation of games can fulfill thousands of NPCs on the screen at the same time. World of Warcraft does layering. Every game out there that has hundreds they do layering, because once you start getting into once you get into dozens, you start having straw calls. It's a CPU GPU killer. And everyone's like, oh, but they did it with Daggerfall, and I'm like, man, we're talking pixelated graphics from 30 years ago. Like, you're not going to create a game in today's, for any console or high-end PC, there are no games in the current generation of games that exist that can portray thousands of NPCs on the screen at the same time. None. Zero. There are 0 games out there that do it. I had some guy come back and says, but I just wrote a Unity script that can do it, and he linked me to a YouTube video of his little Unity script, and he's literally running a bunch of, literally, the black and checker default Unity dev box. There's no world building, there's no backgrounds, there's no buildings. It's just the flat gray and black checkered box with a bunch of literally pixelated green unrendered 3D figurines right on the map as his proof of being able to run thousands of characters on the screen. I literally hid that person from the channel immediately. I was like, nope, you guys are, those kind of people are the ones that I don't need around my channel. I don't want them here. You guys are, you're drinking the wrong type of Kool-Aid. That Kickstarter has some interesting ideas, but they're not going to be able to fulfill that dream without, a $250 million budget. The big red flag for me was the fact at the very bottom of their Kickstarter it says, this $500,000 Kickstarter is not the game. We are funding a prototype, which we will then pitch to publishers to make the full game. So all of the shit that they promote throughout that entire Kickstarter is the full vision of the game that they hope to get produced if they can produce the prototype and successfully sell that to publishers. That is the biggest. I was, my Kickstarter, that YouTube video I did this morning was, I was trying to be nice, not being combative. It looks interesting. If it actually comes to fruition, I will buy it 100%. But I am not going to back that Kickstarter, and I would really urge people who look at that Kickstarter to really do their due diligence before they back it, because there are some major red flags of this idea being promoted that is not the actual thing you're backing on Kickstarter. Because what they're actually producing with the Kickstarter money is a prototype that they're then going to pitch to publishers to hopefully get the funding needed to create the full vision that they're pitching on Kickstarter. I don't know how that Kickstarter was able to pass muster as an actual project. Like, I don't know if anyone looked at it, or if it's just, oh, these are the guys that were behind Daggerfall, so we're just going to let them run their Kickstarter.